The ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee. He, of course, is Republican Congressman Doug Collins. Good morning, Congressman.
Good morning, everybody. How are y'all?
Well, good to have you. We're doing great. It's interesting. Wall Street Journal had an editorial yesterday that was talking about how this is sort of an impeachment being run in secret and that the Democrats are losing credibility fast. What say you this morning?
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, what we're seeing from this majority is that they spent 9 months, and I saw it up front and personal in the Judiciary Committee, how they ham-handedly waited for Mueller, waited for investigations, and nothing came. And so what they've decided is we can't find anything to get this president on, and the economy's great, everything's doing well. So let's go to something that we can now take to Intelligence Committee. And Speaker Pelosi has said, we're not going to do this the way we've always done an impeachment inquiry. We're not going to have the hearings that we had in the procedures that we had for Clinton or for Nixon. We're going to do this in behind closed doors, away from the view of the American people, which is un-American. It's not what we are about. It's not due process. And so that's the way they only feel like they can move it. But I think in the end result, it's going to backfire on them because the American people are not going to stand a partisan witch hunt is what they're seeing right now.
Yeah, but Congressman, I think it's because the average American doesn't realize what's going on behind closed doors, because they only hear one thing. You know, the president has done all these terrible things. He held up aid, they hear on television. Unless he got some sort of investigation of Joe Biden. If the Republicans were given the fair use of, and were able to do things as they have in years past, who would you like to see called before one of these committees? And what would you like to ask them?
Well, the first and foremost thing, if you're going to have an impeachment inquiry, let's do it by the light of day. Let's don't hide behind the doors of the basement of the Capitol Visitor Center in the intelligence community, where you can hide, you can leak. As Adam Schiff is a prolific leaker, as aside of being a prolific liar, he can leak out what he wants to have. Let's have this in the light of day. Let's put witnesses up there that not only have their point of view, but we'll also have witnesses who come. I mean, I think you can look at, when you want to go through forward, if you're looking at the Ukraine, then why not the Bidens? Why not Hunter Biden? Why not have the ambassadors there? How might have others from the administration who they would, by the way, would have input into the process as well to say, here is some things that actually were going on that phone call as well. The other thing that we've got to remember is there was a transcribed interview last week of Mr. Volker that has not been released. Right. From every indication from those actually in the room, the reason the Democrats are not releasing that transcript is because it goes against the entire narrative that they want to paint, that there was this quid pro quo, that there was this pressure on the Ukrainian president. They don't want to put it out because they're ashamed of what they'd have to put out, because what you said, that drip, drip, drip. The American people are only hearing the one-sided partisan attack from Schiff and Pelosi, and that's what they don't want to have out there.
Senator Lindsey Graham said if they do not release that transcript, then he wants former Special Envoy Kurt Volker to testify.
I think that's a perfect reason for this. Senator Graham ought to be looking at this. His committee is one that should be looking at this, that should be taking this up. And just to remember, also, there's an interesting thing coming up that we haven't talked about a lot here recently, but that is the Horowitz Inspector General report is going to come out that goes back to the very beginnings of how all of this started on the... We're looking for that probably within the next couple of weeks. So get ready for that to come out. And the Democrats understand the timeline here. When they have the narrative to themselves, this closed door, behind the scenes, star chamberist kind of thing, where they leak out what they want about the president, they realize that some of this other issues are going to start coming out that they're going to have to answer. By the way, my Chairman Nadler in the Judiciary Committee, has not even agreed to call Mr. Horowitz when that Inspector General report is called to come testify. That shows you how bad they don't want to deal with this.
All right. Doug Collins, you know him as the top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
It's always good to be here.